Hi, everybody. This is Rebekah Freedom for Heard Not Seen, and today's episode, number 15, is Manifestation Station. Toot, toot. Here we go.
And just so you know, she's with John Beethan, the producer.
John is so good about jumping in. I am so bad about that particular piece. The train is now boarding and leaving the station.
Well, here's the thing is, it's all about you. We know that. But you just invited everyone else.
Everyone comes in. So, as you say that, amazingly, a couple days ago, I have this habit, and this is one of the manifestation tools. I want to just jump into it, that whether it's YouTube or a podcast or a book or anything that you want to really saturate your brain jelly with, that is going to be in the realm of thought leaders, right? And connecting and spiritual realities. Abraham Hicks, obviously, Wayne Dyer, Dr. Dane from Access Consciousness, any of these, Alan Watts, like there's nothing better than just taking a little nappy to Alan. little afternoon nap with Al, you know, as he talks about the meaning of life. No bigs.
Cuddle with Al?
Cuddle with Al. Yeah. Nice. Mr. Watts. So I will do that. I'll wake up in the morning, have my early, my first snooze, and I'll just put on some thought leaders, some guys that are teaching me, and I fall asleep to it. So my subconscious does that whole absorbing, barriers down, absorbing of it. And I did this the other day, and I woke up, and it was like my hands just were like, how Michael Jackson's Thriller style, where it's like, and they just bam onto the keyboard. And then this article came out that just was like, understanding the essence of freedom.
Where did you find that?
I wrote it.
Oh.
I was writing it. The article came through me. It was like the essence of freedom, understanding manifestation. So at the very end of the article, I had the thing happen where I was like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So
you got the truth shivers, did you?
I got the truth shivers. At the end of it, it said, the words that came out are, we are all just a continuation of each other. Boom. So when you say this is about me, it's about you, and we're all the continuation of each other. We're the dark and light spectrum, and all the shades of gray in between. Just saying. Nice. And I'm not referencing the movie because ew.
I didn't see it.
Yeah. So that's what I want to just go through is the bing, bang, boom of manifestation and why it even matters. Why it's such a, lukewarm topic.
Warm?
It's lukewarm. Yeah. Yeah. Don't make me start rapping. All right. So, which might happen. Haha. So basically the essential ingredient, let's just get to it. Out of everything people tell you, visualization, journaling, talking to your mother, whatever else, the essential ingredient of doing the manifestation is action. Action is like the go. You gotta act. And so let me just give some examples, shall we? Some examples of acting.
We love examples. That way we can imagine it in our own life.
Sometimes, John, just as a side note, remember the old SNL skit where it was a Christmas thing? And he's like, these are my sweaty balls. These are... Sometimes when you jump in, it reminds me of Alex Baldwin's little sweaty ball skit. That humor is also a part of manifestation for sure. For sure. And clearly my fake freaking accent is coming in today, so we're just going to go with it. So the thing about it is on full moons and on new moons, these are really great period manifestation times energetically, in different religious traditions, rituals, just nature itself, that the constant renewal of the light of the moon, the reflection of the sun on the moon.
And we had one on the 18th last Thursday at 2:47 in the morning or something.
Oh yeah, with an eclipse. So 2 days prior, I snuck down to my pool in the middle of the night when everybody in the complex was sleeping, and just got in the pool naked and just like swam under the light of the moon and the stars and just the sound of the coyotes in the background. And I really was like, this is so cool. And it would be really cool if I had somebody else here. Just a thought, just like I wonder what that would be like. So I manifested it. So about a week later, I had a guy come over and we did the whole like sitting in the hot tub under the stars and the moon and sharing the experience and visiting. You know, I will say that by myself was actually probably better, just ultimately. But the point is, from thought to reality, right? From thought to like physical person here sharing in this space. The first was I wonder. That's the still small voice inside, that little itch, that little like inspiration, if you will. The other thing too, and if you any artist will feel this, is the tug, right?
Right.
Is that like that thing that keeps pulling you, you know, where you're like, oh, I need to create, I need to write, I need to like the morning I woke up where it was like, and I could go for a walk. Nope. Down I go. Start writing this, start letting it flow through. So being in allowance of the energy that wants to move through you is another huge part of manifestation. So when I say allowing, you say, what comes up for you when I say allowing?
When you say allowing?
Yeah.
Feeling and doing. Feel it and do it. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Nike.
Yeah, it definitely...
And your mind will give you lots of reasons not to. Like, I want to have breakfast first. I want to go for a walk. I want to do something else. But it's in that moment that you just do it.
And reflection, being reflective in that moment. Because I know for me... having just recently gotten a book deal.
Yeah. I thought that might come up today.
How could it not? I mean, like, incredible, right? Freaking 3 years worth of hard work and labor and heartbreak. And the book is Breakup, Rehab. We have other episodes on it. To come to the point where New World Library is like, we want to buy this book. And then obviously the work continues. It's, you know, this is just a milestone on the journey, of course.
And it takes what, a year for the book to be published?
Yeah, it's a whole process. And that's the thing, it's the whole process. What I'm noticing, so you go from, I wonder, to a little bit of maybe a spark of inspiration, to a place of being and allowing, but then you'll get your own gremlins. The gravel, you know. I was joking with somebody. I'm like, I'm my own dominatrix. Just beat the crap out of my own mind, like the scene in Liar Liar where he's like, I'm kicking my own ass.
Yeah.
it's like that's my exercise program. What are you doing today? Kicking my own ass mentally. Yeah. So we'll do that though in our lives by attracting different people that are distractions or picking up different habits. Like I'm definitely on social media. It's both like it's this weird catch-22. It's like a necessity for the business, but it's also a time killer as well. Because what I'm aware of is stepping into the next level of manifestation. That's what we're always doing. We're leveling up each time. We're building foundation. And the manifestation station, you know, we're building our foundation and going into a new level of creation. Hey, can I get a amen?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So anyway, you'll shrink. You shrink before you expand. You get all these like people with their...
What do you mean by that? You shrink before you expand.
Yeah. It's like you get, you know, so there can be people in your life where you get more distracted with their problems and you lose focus of like that initial, I wonder, the dream, you know, and kind of just configure into a particular place where you're just like, I'm just going to stay small. I'm going to tuck away in my family tradition. I'm going to drink like my dad drank, or I'm going to repeat patterns.
And a lot of people actually are asking you to play small. Mm-hmm. Not, obviously, I'm not. Not at all. But there are those people in your lives that, I mean, recently I got involved in a organization, volunteers, and it's just like they have jobs for people, but they didn't recognize that some people stepping up had some real gifts. And for them to do anything else would just make them smaller than what they really are.
Okay, so the only way to know yourself is to do. Again, right? Just do it anyway. Just do it anyway. So what I want to say is, on the way to the doing, there's always the distraction. There's always a distraction. And you can just be cognizant of it and be like, oh, I'm distracting myself. I got to do this anyway. I got to sit down and do the accounting anyway. I got to hire the person anyway. I have to stand fearless and in faith that maybe the money's not here today, but it's coming anyway. But it won't show up unless I act. And that's the misnomer of manifestation. Is it like it's some sparkly unicorn fart? It's just not that.
That was a visual.
Just glitter all over the face. It smells like cotton candy. Doesn't taste like it, though. So the point is that we make up reasons to be afraid too. We're just like, maybe I'll just tell this story of that I'm just really afraid. So where does that come from? The fear. Where does it come from? It comes from this idea that we're separate from each other. That you're different than me. I don't know. Come on now. Let's get it together, people. One love. We are all
creating separation rather than collaboration and union and unified perspective.
Unified tribe. Yeah. We are all a continuation of each other. So to think of yourself as not murderous or the most licentious and deviant behaviors, to be like, that's not me. Whatever. Stop lying to yourself. Get a grip.
Yeah, it's been said. Anyone's capable of murder in a particular context.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever been through a breakup? I mean, come on.
Was that a plug for the book?
It's not a how-to book. Just saying, but yeah, a little bit of plug. So the bing bang boom of manifestation, and always is the curiosity, the do it anyway, the take action, the refinement of being in the periods of refinement.
Say more about that.
The phase of refinement. So I started a business 5 years ago, Transform Now Counseling, and I had no business being in business, but I came from a lineage of hippies doing it from themselves that turned into a successful business. My dad, it took him the whole of his freaking 30s and 40s to really stick the landing, but he did. And he had help with my mom. So I had to figure this whole thing out myself. And I had to, Madonna, you think she can reinvent herself?
Several times.
I'm a freaking chameleon, Yeah. But the thing is, you figure out that you go from the chameleon to a kimono dragon at some point. Because you sort of figure out, okay, this is my identity. This is what's really trying to move through me. And I always joke about I'm going to be famous, but ultimately it's about creating a platform for the work, And that's what I'm offering everybody else. This manifestation that's moving through you is you are just a platform for the work, for the expression of, and I was thinking about people who get cancer or have gut problems or who are all about hair loss or beauty or whatever. And I just think to myself, that's the obstacle is the path. That's their avenue. That's, they want to figure, that's the thing that's going to take up their lifespan is figuring out this one particular amazing vitamin that's going to cure us from nothing, because we're all going to die. Okay, I'm getting a little dark. It's like Binky in the brain. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Binky? Try to take over the world. So the period of refinement is reinvention and being flexible and asking for help and making sure that you surround yourself with your 5 people entourage of like really solid mentors. And and you have to, for me, I had to learn to be humble, to be like, I can't really do this all myself. I mean, I'm smart enough, but come on, it's time to get some help. And then, and I think and then the surrender piece of manifestation. Like, sure, maybe the relationship you wanted shows up and you're like elated. You're high as fuck on that relationship because you fucking know. But the other thing is like, okay, great. So I got the book deal. But now there's the editing process and there's the PR process and there's the whatever else is coming in, whatever I have to live into that's already information is informing me. And
the question I would have is, are you committed to what that is?
Oh man. Come on now with you like paprika. Yeah. A little sprinkle right there. Did you?
No, I mean, because that, yeah. It's a year plus.
Yeah.
And so it's like you should be able to relax.
Yeah.
You just like got probably a couple years, right?
I think there's moments where you stop and bask.
Yeah.
In awe. Just
sure.
Total awe of like, what? All the cooperative components coming into alignment so you can have this particular experience, So
can I ask you a question? Once the book got accepted and stuff, what was the feeling in relationship to validation? Was it a feeling of validation, or what was the feelings that you had?
Like, I can literally sum it up in a conversation I had with my aunt, but it's only going to work for me if I can go like full accent on this one.
Yeah, we know that about you.
All right, here we go. Here's the thing. So like my Aunt Eva, God bless, she was having a conversation with me and she was like, all right, here's the deal. Like, I didn't really think you were working that hard. You weren't really, I thought you were just screwing around.
Yeah. Well, hang on just a minute. Let me ask, is she still living?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I know you do have those conversations.
I do. No, my mom and dad, they're like, do you, Bo? You're doing a good job. Moving on. We got other things to take care of, like your sister. So, no, my aunt, we have the conversation and she's totally like, I just didn't realize that you were working so hard. And then I had no idea. I just thought you were screwing around. And I was like, and that's the thing is like, I got an inheritance and some people that got freaking blinds for their house. They're like, we're going to get new carpets. We're going to get this sofa. Oh my God. I hate the sofa we got, but we're stuck with this freaking sofa. And then like blew like $50,000 on the sofa or something like that. And I'm like, I've literally been spending this money that I got from like grandma dying and my mom dying and my dad dying, like on school, on education, on getting the book published, on like getting food in my mouth, making sure that I'm healthy, like living the, not living the dream, like being the dream.
Right.
Like being at the embodiment of it. So
laying the groundwork and the framework for just who you are.
Oh, forget about it. Yeah, totally. Like, so that's the thing that people, I think, you can skip past. And we see this. We always see the cross section. Mm-hmm. So to answer your question about the validation piece, like in and around that I care about what my family thinks, it's like in the Italian genes. It's like you can't not care. You're like, are you looking at me? Do you have an opinion? Tell me your opinion. I don't like your opinion. I have a better opinion. We all have opinions. And my dad, the Irish side of the family, was like, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one and some of them stink. So true. But no, I actually, honestly, the feeling I feel about this is, while validation is part of it, is in awe of the 1,000 hands that got me here. Truly in awe of like telling my aunt, when I was depressed and I could just come up and like lay on your sofa and just like check out, I was like, you supported me in this moment. For my friend Stacy up in Canada, I was like, all the tears I shed over all the men that were just like the giant disappointments. talking to you. Like everybody who were the contributions for this to happen. I think that's what's really the most validating feeling, is that we're all in this together.
Yeah, and actually thousands of people, I'm sure, like when we met at the coffee house, you were with, I don't remember who, but it felt supportive.
Yeah. Thousands. I mean, just the incredible, and like, I'm going to have like my Bruce Springsteen moment where like, I couldn't do it without you. I couldn't do it without you. Yeah. Thank you, fans. Yeah. Coming to America. No, that's not Bruce.
No. That's
the other one.
Neil Diamond.
Neil. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, long story short is it's when you talk about manifestation station, it's like the whole continuum, the giant journey. And we make the mistake, I think, of making manifestation a destination. Yeah. You know? And there's certainly mile markers along the way. There's certainly milestones along the way. Like when I'm working with my 10K client next month, like, woo, what else is possible? How in the world does it get better than that? But that's a milestone along the way, because according to some freaking psychic, I'm going to clearly live to 70. So I got some time. I was like, oh my God. I was like, can I make it to tomorrow? Can we just do that? Will that be good enough? Because 70, what? I'm still look good doing it.
That's a chunk of time left. You're at half your life.
I'm a half life. I'm like a freaking isotope.
Okay, we're doing water now.
Well, drinksies.
That will not be edited out.
Gulp. So, okay, I want to just rattle off the list of manifestations, because here's the other thing. Ask, and you shall receive. Proclaim, and it shall be shown to you. Okay? So this is the other... Okay. This is the other part of it. As an aside, I clearly have all my characters coming out today, too. Yeah. So, ask and it is given, or ask and you shall receive, or in the proclamation of that. So, of course, the tools are writing it down or having someone be witness to that. So I'm just going to give and then I want to hear it from you. We'll bounce it back and forth. The 1, 2, 3 punch of like the manifestation thing for me is ultimately, as a clairvoyant, as a manifestation expert, I get the 3 things. Love, like, where's my lover at? Or why isn't my husband better than he is? Or why isn't my girlfriend better? You know, whatever. The love relationship, sex aspect. There's a whole many books in Barnes & Noble on that alone. I've been in the aisle, flipping through them with the tears and the coffee. Why? Why hasn't it happened yet? Right? Okay, so that's one. Money is the other area of manifestation, like finance, prosperity, abundance, whatever freaking thesaurus word you want to throw at it. And I would say the third, I mean, there might be some outliers, but the third is health. Mm-hmm. Health and well-being, and psychological, spiritual, mental health. Like those are sort of like the bing, bang, boom of the manifestation genres. So as a tool, I invite people to get pieces of paper and journal and scratch down like a headline for each page of like what you want to manifest in those particular categories.
And summarize the 3 categories.
Love. Money. Well-being. Yeah. Or health. Love, money, health. Let's do that. Bing, bang, boom. So, yeah, let's play. Let's play a little bit right now. So if you were to do love, money, health, do you have anything that comes up under, in particular, like if you were to prioritize the categories, would it be like health, love, money, or what? How would you prioritize them?
Prioritize in terms of what I want?
Yeah, meaning like if you chose like the hierarchy of one starting at the top, like this, and this, what would you put at the top?
Hierarchy. I put love at the top. Probably health. And then money. What I need to work on is money, health, and love. Because I have love in spades. Everyone knows me. That knows that's true.
Wait, don't want.
No, not that kind of love. A little more.
CC. I know. Yes, but I understand just like the community.
Yeah.
Definitely. John is well connected. And I'm just curious, like, and I'll bounce it back. So love for me at this point in my life, and it was a sort of a trick question because they all really are sort of equal. They're like their own trinity, to tell you the truth. They all sort of like one flows into the other, and it's like I don't know the name of it, the snake eating its own tail kind of
yeah, I think it's called the snake eating its own tail.
There's that. It's an Irish image, right?
Yeah, I mean, I got it. It's right in front of me.
All right. So point being is they all flow into each other. But love in the manifestation space would really ultimately be partnership. And the phrase that came out at us as I was journaling last night is we rise together. We rise together. Because a lot of people are like, I want my equal. I was like, dude, equal feels like, for me, it feels stagnant. And it was like, what if you meet somebody where you're better for knowing each other,
right? And
you rise together. But for me, that was literal. It was also like, we can go to bed and we can get up together.
Yeah.
Right? You can cuddle in between and some other stuff.
Yeah.
So that really pulling in the energy of that partnership is a manifestation that I am coming into alignment with.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Since we've been doing this a couple of months, I feel that that's definitely coming into an alignment for you. And it feels like temperament. You know?
Yeah. Being able to be in a receptive space. And that's another kind of tool of alignment is barriers down. Vulnerability is literally those two words, barriers down, barriers down. If you're feeling like you're throwing up shields and you got all sorts of stories going on, your ego's freaking out, you just stop yourself and be like, barriers down. And then you get in that receptive mode. And I totally got this yesterday. It was one of these awarenesses that was like, boom. I got hit on really hard by this guy that's like, we're going to do it. You and I are clearly going to do it. I don't know when. I don't know where. It was sort of like, the warnings after 9/11 were like, we're in orange alert. We don't know when. We don't know where. There's going to be a terrorist attack on your vagina. It's going to happen. Be ready. I was like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But what that brought up for me was this just sense of awareness that I don't want to have to depend on a man, but I want a man who's dependable.
Nice.
And the only way for me to do that is to be fully me.
Yeah.
To be fully, like, not to necessarily like telate or cut off or go through emotional contortion, be like, do I fit? Do I fit this? But to just be fully expressed.
So, if I may, that deserves an amen.
Hallelujah!
No, really. That's where it's at.
Yeah. In it together.
I mean, I can talk about love a lot. And the greatest love I know is actually with self.
Yeah.
And I experienced it in a total high vibration. I just totally experienced it a couple of months ago for the first time. You know, not talking about it, but just felt it.
Oh, there you are, Peter.
What?
That's from the movie Hook, where Tinkerbell recognizes Robin Williams, the grown-up version of Peter, and then she presses his face around, and then she goes, oh, there you are. And those moments are the antithesis to the critic inside of us that is beating the drum of unworthiness. And instead we show up and we're like, here I am.
Yeah.
I am that I am, you know? So that's the love sort of, love component of manifestation, and just, and name it and proclaim it, you know? And then you will live into it. You will live into it. And timing, there's something to be said for timing. So since you said love would be at the top of your list right now, would it, if you were to practice manifestation, to take the art of, I wonder. And turn it into like, hey girl. Or whatever.
Right.
Like, do you know what that would look like for you? Or do you want to say?
She's really wanting me to say. Well, I feel like I'm in that moment. No, I mean, not right now with you or anything, but I'm talking about in my life. It's in development with several different relationships. So I'm just playing.
R&D.
Yeah. Right. Well, it's not R&D. I mean, and I'm not even test driving. It's just more like just being right here, right now. What's present?
Yeah.
I've told you before. Get off the podcast and say, Rebekah, I love you very much.
Yes.
And it's true. I do.
Yeah. To really receive fully in the present moment. That being said, I am holding casting calls for my partnership. It's out in Rancho Santa Fe in my bedroom.
Yeah, it's
no
actually just email come get me at RebekahFreedom.com.
Have a job. All right. So
was that useful to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you
so
much.
it's like I'm not seeking. It's here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So good. And I hope people can feel this moment that I just felt of the electricity of collaboration.
Yes.
That is another component. Like, even as we're talking about manifestation, look at all these little things percolating.
I know.
All the little manifestations. They're coming up. And that's the surprise. Mm-hmm. Being able to be that moment of just of spontaneity and just to be surprised in it.
Well, it's also, as I mentioned, temperament. And there's certain, maturity in terms of delaying gratification, just feeling what's happening right now.
Abraham Hicks is great, where she's like, you're not going to eat every meal of your entire life today. It's good. That's probably the best way. And it's you want to savor the process, right? And there's some meals where you're like, yeah, I just need to my quick and dirty is peanut butter and bananas. I'm just whatever.
But not every meal.
No, because there's this place called Snooze, which is a eatery. And it started in Colorado, and there's one out here in Del Mar Heights. And come on, every little thing, their bennies are so good. Their pancakes, it's a week in the gym easily. You need a cleanse after you go there, but it is worth every freaking bite.
So are you actually talking future sponsor here?
I certainly hope so. Yeah. So the other thing is round the corner into health, right? So love, but you can't do shit if you don't have a healthy body. It is an obstruction. And
right. But when I think of a healthy body, I think of a healthy body in mind and soul. To me, that's health.
He is reading my mind now.
And we're not even in Santa Fe. It's happening here in California.
Mind melt. Yeah. Because again, we all know the other phrase. So ask and you shall receive, but as a man thinketh in his heart, so is she. Yeah. So essentially that's why you pray over your food, is you bless your food, you slow down and bless it, because what you think, the vibration of that, what you think over it, because there have been times where I was I know this is not a high density meal, but it is the nutrition I have for today. So, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I will be glad in it. In the things that are showing up, I will find joy in there. And, there's a really great gospel song, I'm Blessed, right?
Don't know it.
Oh, yeah. I've been listening to it on loop. They're like, I'm blessed in the church. I'm blessed in the street. I'm blessed. And then the choir comes in.
And it's just good to wake up in the morning and know that you're blessed. I'm truly blessed. I got my health and I got my strength. Thank God. Thank God I'm blessed. Oh, I'm blessed. I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm wondrously
it's like wherever you are to remember that you are blessed, because it is a step on the path. It is not the entire path. So call in that blessing and be like...
Best food I ever tasted in my life was blessed consciously. I know of 2 restaurants that do that, and that's why I went back, because I could feel it that way.
So health, your thoughts are things, your vibration, it moves you to action to take care of your body in different ways. Action, action, action. Let's talk about money. Let's round the corner.
Money.
Money. Money, money, money.
There's so much money around.
What is, I mean, this is a constructed thing, really, honestly. We take trees, we print ink on them.
Yeah.
You know, like, who we fooling? Each other. We have these plastic cards, of which are they're like little freaking 9mm guns in my wallet. And you just, you know, like, yeah, it's like target practice. I'll take that, I'll take that, I'll take that. With all the swiping of the cards. And so, yeah, it's a game we're playing with each other. And it ultimately, money is about mindset as well.
Say more.
All right, John.
I will.
So, different language for it is good debt and bad debt. But I would say that money is predicated on a couple different things. So certainly if you're born into poverty, there are systems in place that you didn't create, the devil you don't own, that you don't know, that there's things that you put in place where, like they said, there wasn't public transportation that would go into the ghetto. So that makes it harder for you to rise up and to come out of that. There are systems in place. Conversely, if you're at the top of the 1%, you can tuck your way away your money, not pay your taxes. There's systems in place that we've all sort of agreed on, and that because of greed in there, that just continue to stay in place. But you see like the Banksies of the world, the artists with their rebel voices, and the inventors say, hey, what if we try something else? And the revolutionaries. So money is ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a form of communication. And I think the thing that happens is people start to take that communication. It's like someone being like, you're worthless, you're worthless, you're worthless, you're worthless. Like a mom that's like, you're worthless, you're nothing, you're never going to amount to anything. And people looking at whatever state they're in and being like, I'm not worth anything because maybe I live in the suburbs, but I don't live on the hill. Maybe I'm worthless. Maybe I'm not making it. Comparison is the thief of all joy. So money ultimately is just a language. And what we're doing with it is buying time. We're buying time. So, yeah.
I wanted to bring up something that's new in my life, which is being in business with the universe.
It's a good bank.
Yeah, well, it's yeah. I mean, you know, they have a bank and stuff, but seriously, since I recognized it when I perceived it, I went, oh, things changed very quickly. In terms of quote unquote money. And I wasn't focused on the money, I was focused on the energy. Because honestly, it was 2 days ago I woke up and I felt strong. I just felt strong, and things just happened because it was clear that I was in business with the universe.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for that contribution. Huge. I hope everybody really felt that wherever you're at in your walk, again, I'm just going to reference it. I had to go through 3 breakups to write that freaking book, and and then self-publish it and go through all of that churning and still continue forward with it. And to say that you're in, like, the supply is there to do what you need to do. And I think that's the other word I would really say, beyond prosperity, abundance, resources, supply. Just everything is working out all the time. and you're supplied for. And
it's actually only us
Yeah.
that cut off ourselves from that supply.
And there's nothing, again, enjoy it, because we get to create whatever we want. We get to play with that kind of drama, be airbenders. And just, on a practical level, there's some things that feel better than others.
One thing I want to bring up is there are those people out there. You know who you are. You're listening, and you do not buy the fact that there's all this energy and abundance ready for you. Mm-hmm. What do you have to say to them? How do you break free from that?
Oh my God, close your Bibles and chill the fuck out. No, but honestly, the piece of belief,
mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I thank you is what I would say to them. You're an important component in this role for all of us, the people that are on their own belief continuum, because I get to bounce off of that and feel the contrast of it, and to feel like, oh, I actually do believe this. And you know what? It doesn't matter if you do or you don't, you're still creating your life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just, the Course in Miracles really outlines that in depth. So we can put a link to that. So I want to round out this corner as the train slows down and comes back into the station for new wishes and arrivals to board and get off, to say that if you are really curious about learning the art of manifestation, and this is again, I have to cite the examples of my clients who have gone through the transition of breaking up and losing jobs and different issues, only to receive my guidance and then manifest and continue to manifest more joy, more abundance, more hope in their life. So if you are in this place where maybe it's not about the big picture, it's just about the little things. Maybe it's been a long time since someone told you you're beautiful and you really need that affirmation, or there's a dream trying to move through you, but you just don't know how. You know your why, but you don't know your how, or any other iteration of that, any other iteration of manifestation that you're wanting to realize, I encourage you to reach out to me at RebekahFreedom.com. That's REBEKAH, freedom.com. And of course, share this episode and all the other episodes that really land for you on heardnotseen.com. Anything else from him, John?
Yeah, I just actually brought up, there's a couple different things. I've been out and about and talking to people, and there's a lot of my younger male friends mm-hmm. that have heard heard this podcast, but also heard the 3 episodes we did on alternative health tools. And I'm going to plug that. Mm-hmm. So if you go to that website, alternativehealthtools.com, on the top, you'll see episode listings, and just go down and check out the 3 that we did. So episode 46 on addiction, episode 47 on breakup rehab, and episode 48 on choosing love. And I'm mentioning this because we have a friend of ours, JD, that is in recovery, and all his friends, and we're going to have him on the show very, very soon. And it would be really great for you to go listen to those, mm-hmm. so that when, because JD's like, this is amazing. This is incredible. And he's turning all his friends onto it and all the rest of it. And it's just excellent, excellent content. And it's really served him very, very well.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And that ultimately is the work. And I'm happy that to be in this collaborative process with you and to be a conduit to create more together. Yeah. So again, thank you everybody so much for listening. Be sovereign. Love you so much. Take care.
Look down. How many of you walked in here this morning? Look at your feet and point to them and say, thank you, Lord, that you got feet to walk. You got a voice to talk. How many of you had a place to sleep last night? Aren't you blessed? Aren't you blessed? And yet there are some people always complaining. I don't care what Mama used to say, we be crying with a loaf of bread on our arm. I heard a story the other day that there were some folks just like us on their way to church, all dressed up, Bible under their arm, looking sanctimonious, but they were complaining. Here's old wino, wasn't dressed up, didn't have no Bible, wasn't on his way to church, but I heard him say, I'm blessed. And it's just good to wake up in the morning and know that you're blessed. I'm truly blessed. I got my health and I got my strength. Thank God. Thank God I'm blessed. Oh, I'm blessed. I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm wondrously. Hey, hey, I won't complain. But I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Look to somebody and tell them I'm truly blessed. I got legs to walk and I got a voice to talk. Thank God. Yeah, I'm blessed. And I'm not just blessed, but I'm wondrously. Yeah, I won't complain. If you wanna see a miracle, all you got to do is take a look at me. Yeah, I've been blessed, I've been kept by goodness and mercy. Right now I've got so before you start to complain, listen, count your blessings, you will be amazed. I won't complain. Hey, a bless to you.